Did Chris Watts plan to kill his whole family? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? I'm Prairie Boy 77 coming at you again, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not Chris Watts planned to take out his entire family. Definitely a whole lot of theories and many schools of thought on this. I'm going to give you my take. Before we get into this, I just want to say if you are new to my channel, I am not strictly a Watts channel, but the Watts videos that I will make, and I will be making more in the future, are going to be very specific about certain details about the case. I'm not going to take what someone else said on another video and just throw it up on mine and just run with it, not without completely vetting it. So that's why the last couple Watts videos of mine have been kind of debunking videos, really, because I'm just looking at very specific aspects of the case. So today we're going to be talking about whether or not Chris actually planned to murder his pregnant wife and 2 children. Now, again, there are, people who say yes, people who say no. It seems to me that the majority of people do think that this was planned. And I'm going to talk about why I mainly disagree. So, all right, well, the first thing that I was thinking, and I wound up thinking I'm probably wrong about this, but if he was planning on murdering his family and then using his truck to transport them somewhere, he should have parked in the garage. But it probably wouldn't fit in the garage. So maybe it would. I don't know if he's ever tried or anything. I don't know. So I'm not counting that. So to help me with my analysis, we're going to be looking at neighbor Nate's camera footage. All right, so the one thing that I don't think anyone has even talked about this, but the one thing that really sticks out for me is his garage door is open and his lights are on. They don't need to be. Like, it's this beacon that says, hey, come look over here. The neighbor across the street, I mean, their main windows didn't face the street, but they did have windows that face that street, bedrooms and a bathroom maybe. I mean, they could have so easily seen. And the back of his house is wide open. There's nothing back there. It would have been so easy for him to get his truck in there, or, even just carry the bodies a long ways so no one sees lights or anything or something, It would have been so much, like, if this was planned, he basically, aside from shouting, I just killed my whole family, as he was doing this, there's nothing he could have done to bring more attention to what he was doing. If you were going to commit a crime, would you drag the body out the front of your house, out the garage, or out the front door? And the other thing that makes me wonder about this is this whole talking to the neighbor about what his camera can see because of recent break-ins in the neighborhood. If Chris actually did this, he would have known that he'd be seen on camera doing it that way. So again, this just does not add up for me. It just doesn't make sense that he would plan this. And now, okay, so where he took the bodies out was a very bad idea. If it was a plan, it was a horrible plan. But now let's go to where he put the bodies. If you were going to commit a murder, would you take the bodies to where you work? So much of this stuff does not add up. I guess trying to hide the bodies of the children in the oil tanks, that's not a horrible idea, because those tanks aren't emptied and serviced very often, so it would be quite a while before the bodies were actually found. They'd be very deteriorated, but there would definitely still be remains there. So definitely not the best plan. And as far as the shallow grave, I mean, that doesn't say plan to me. That says spur of the moment. That says rush. That says panic. Because her body would absolutely be found. And it wouldn't take very long. In a shallow grave like that, once decomposition starts, I mean, the smell. Like, it would definitely be very noticeable. And not to mention there'd probably be animals in the area. I don't want to even think about that kind of stuff, but like this does not seem, that doesn't say planned to me. The oil tanks, maybe. But even then, why take them to where you work? Take them somewhere else. He could have just taken them out into a field and left them, and it would have been less suspicion on him once they were found. Like this, it just made no sense. That goes along with my other point that so many other people being involved. And Kay, other associates, I've even heard theories of some of the neighbors. Like, it gets pretty wacky. So, okay, you got that many people involved in this and no one could come up with a better plan than taking them out of the front of the house when the back's wide open and putting them at Chris's work where they're guaranteed to be found, and found quickly. Like, I mean, this is like, take Chris's confession and folding after the lie detector thing. Take that off the plate because that hadn't happened yet. As they're looking at it right then, this is the worst plan ever. Like, this was not a good plan. So, like, the more people you put in there, the dumber it looks, because no one's going to say, well, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't bring them out the front of the house because the lights in the garage light and neighbors might see, someone might drive by. Horrible, horrible idea. But if you look at it like maybe it was premeditated but not planned, like kind of a rush job, then it does kind of start to make sense. It's like, oh my God, I just did this. How am we going to hide the bodies? Now, there is some varying opinions on whether or not everyone was already deceased when Chris took them and put them in the truck. Oh, there's my honey. Love you, baby. Yeah, and we do see on this video, we do see Chris dragging what we assume to be Shanann and put her in the truck. We don't see actually put her in the truck. It's on the opposite side. And then we do see him kind of bend down, pick something or someone up, and then go back. So most people do think that that was one of the children. So it's fair to assume that this is how it went down. Some do say that this was all a distraction and they actually were taken out the back. But if they were taken out the back, they should not have been put in a place where Chris works. I mean, it makes no sense. Like, that was a horrible, horrible place to put them. But if it was a rush thing, he might think, oh my God, okay, I got to hide these at least for a while until I can figure out something else to do. Out in the oil tanks would have been a good idea. Put Shanann in a shallow grave. Maybe he was planning on going back and separating her into pieces and putting her in the tanks as well. Maybe he was going to do something else, but I think he just did this because he needed to buy some time until he could figure out what else to do. Like, a shallow grave like that, that's not a plan. That was panic, for sure. So, I want to hear what you guys have to think about all this. I mean, why do it out the front with the lights on? Like, it doesn't say plan to me. I don't know. But let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. I love hearing from all of you. Some of you got some wacky theories. Some of you are like really into this and you got a lot of knowledge. And yeah, I love hearing from all you guys. And we're going to be doing other things on this channel as well. Might not be up your alley. You might like it. We'll just we'll have to wait and see. But that's it for this one, guys. Hit me up in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Until then, this is Prairie Boy 77 saying good day, good night, and Godspeed.